Now, for this section, I don't know if there's going to be a video or not, but I wanted to read up on the new Orcs Must Die game and really keep up on the status and see if this game is good, bad, what not. So first, right now it's at 70 on Metacritic. Let's look at some of the reviews. On Xbox, based on 4 reviews, is 69, and on PC is 70, and the average out both is 70. So, alright, there's only 15 critic reviews. The highest one is 80, and the lowest one is to be decided. It's 50 by Shackney. Someone who plays a lot of games, it is a very rare to question, why am I doing this? Why am I getting platinum trophies? Why am I leveling up, blah, 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 blah. We do it because it's fun or satisfying, because it will reward us someday. Orcs Must Die Deathtrap had me questioning those rewards. So, the reward of killing rock skins wasn't enough for you? But to what end though? I have leveled up characters, beat hidden bosses, and gotten golden gun skins, blah blah blah. Okay, sound like that nigga yapping. Let's see what Gero Gamer had to say. A typically snappy entry in the best series, the action tower. Okay, they saying it's fire. What else is being said? Nah, I don't want to hear from IG in Spain. Orcs Must Die Deathtrap is good, but in a very workman-like sort of way. Although it's not the most surprising or inventive multiplayer game on the market, it upholds a strong balance of strategy and real-time gameplay that made the franchise beloved in the first place. Fans of previous industries may be somewhat split on the roguelike progression. That's the thing that's really scaring me, that the game is roguelike. Okay, so I'm seeing even the lower reviews still sound pretty good. I have a couple videos here on it, and we're gonna watch through bits and pieces of them, and we're gonna see.
Orcs Must Die Deathtrap sees you complete.
I'm putting you on 1.5, by the way.
Up to 3 friends across a variety of levels. It's tower defense with a third-person action twist, full of upgrades and unlocks, and it's a lot of fun. There's one major issue for Xbox users, though, as it looks and runs what I would consider below expectations of the series.
Damn.
Break down the basics for this Day 1 Game Pass launch and see if it's worth a download for you and your friends in the Xbox Era review of Orcs Must Die Deathtrap. Many traps. These traps are limited early on, and you'll unlock them by playing the game and killing multiple characters and many traps. These traps are limited early on, and you'll unlock them by playing the game and killing orcs. Rinse, repeat, upgrade, and have fun doing it. There are no frills, and the best I can tell, there's no, true campaign. You'll do runs in various areas with your selection of heroes for the game. Regular skulls are the currency for...
It's not like 3.
You've got golden skulls as a special currency for specific items, and there's an overall and per character talent trees available. 2 skull types? Oh my god. Kinda just throwing you right into it in a central hub with a few tutorial videos available. After that, you're right into the thick of things. Missions are all kind of the same. It's just stop orcs from reaching the centralized hub of each level. They'll pour out of 2, then 3, and eventually 4 locations on the map, and this is where things get really fun. In between each wave, you'll have coins as your in-run currency for buying traps and activating defense systems. The game has a Fortnite/Minecraft-style grid layout for your moves in the bottom left. Early on, you'll focus on funneling enemies into specific paths, as the game gives you ghostly runners during its setup phase. These ghosts let you know where the orcs are going to come pouring out of for each active gate. Once you've got an idea on how your traps work, you will focus on how best to slay every orc, knowing that you can't be everywhere at once. I mostly played solo during the review and found the game to be pretty difficult, but not unfairly so.
Yeah, that's same old gameplay, sounds like to me.
Trap types consist of similar things across a variety of damage types. You've got physical traps that come out of the floor, you've got acids and lasers, and...
This nigga's just describing the game. Alright, let's go towards the end and see what's popping.
These games in the series looked and ran fine on Xbox. This one feels like it's going for 60 FPS, but not smoothly, and it is very aliased and fuzzy. It's difficult to say exactly what feels off about the performance, but on Series X, it's just...
You're playing on Xbox, bro.
PC was fine, running at a pretty locked 120 FPS in 4K on my 7900 XTX and 5800X combo. It looks...
Yeah, that definitely looks more clear.
Set personality that I did not find.
That definitely looks more clear. Can my PS4 run it? No, nigga. PS5 could barely run it, bitch.
PC was fine, running at a pretty locked 120 FPS in 4K on my...
Oh, and if we look at this version, look at how clear this is, and then look at how less clear this is.
And it is very aliased and fuzzy.
This that shit that the Wukong developers was talking about.
It's just off. PC was fine, running at a pretty locked 120 FPS in 4K on my 7900 XTX and 5800X combo. It looks pleasant, it's got a lot of color, and a temp set personality that I did not find bothering. I'm not the target audience, and while the humor never landed that much for me, it wasn't overly annoying graphically.
I don't play this game for the humor.
Again, without being in the way, and the comedic voice line actually made my wife laugh. She overheard me while I was playing and let out a few chuckles when my shotgun-wielding character was shit-talking a group of orcs that she had just murdered. Really, outside of the performance on console, the game ran well and had few if any bugs. It is play anywhere. It's on cloud console and PC for Game Pass. It's also exclusive to Xbox and PC at launch, with a Steam version available alongside the Microsoft Store. Wrapping things up, Orcs Must Die Deathtrap is a really fun game with some serious look and performance issues on series consoles. If it's all cleaned up by day one patch or early on, it's a super easy recommendation. It is, of course, in Game Pass, day one on cloud console and PC. It's a solid solo title and one that will be a ton of fun with friends.
So he said it's a solid title. I consider that a good review. He said more positive things than negative. This one, yeah, let's skip straight to the end. I don't want to spend 100 years watching this shit. God damn! Big ass skill tree.
Won't be now. I know this.
I like the three progression.
As I mentioned at the start of this review, I wasn't very familiar with the Orcs Must Die franchise before this entry.
Visuals are colorful. I mean, the game has always looked pretty. Lots of unlockables, online play, gameplay is easy to learn. Oof.
I walked away a fan of it.
These negatives about to be crazy if that's the case.
Plenty of traps, combos, and skills to be learned. I just wish that earning everything didn't feel so slow, as I must admit, the fun did run a bit dry after 7 hours filled with failure. I do feel that eventually this.
So he's basically saying it's going to take a couple updates to get this shit in shape.
Despite this, there's lots to be mastered here that I didn't even get into. If you enjoy tower defense titles with a bit of humor, I think you'll
smoking on orcs.
What it is. This game is as advertised and doesn't offer
smoking on orcs. I hate smoking on orcs. I hate boskins.
Ultimately, a well-made product. Here at I Dream of Indie Games, we believe that games are so much more than a number. This is why we have our 3 genie tier system. A bronze lamp represents
same system I use.
Quite a few issues. A silver lamp represents a great game with just a few small nagging issues. And then there's the elusive golden genie lamp of approval for those essential indie game releases that belong in your library. We also have the rusty lantern for mediocre titles with a faint glimmer of hope, and the dreaded indie Krampus for the games that you should avoid. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and award Orcs.
So he gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, just in case y'all couldn't translate that. Not bad.
And welcome back to the channel. Today is a good day because I have access to the Orc.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a fucking AI video. Hit that shit on my face. Now, IGN, we know to skip to it towards the end. Don't want to hear you niggas. Yeah.
This mission, you'll one-shot most enemies before they can even reach your kill zone. By the 4th or 5th, everything seems to take several headshots to bring down. Permanent upgrades that are sometimes meaningful, like the ones to each individual war mage that unlock or amplify abilities, or the ones that let you do plus 50% damage to bosses. Most of them, though, give you an almost imperceptibly incremental improvement to trap damage, speed, or other stats. Those are pretty underwhelming for how expensive they get. What eventually slowed my
It don't matter, because I'm gonna have 100 million hours on this
get
game.
Stronger and more durable rather than just more numerous as you progress through a run. In the first mission, you'll one-shot most enemies before they can even reach your kill zone. By the 4th or 5th, everything seems to take several headshots to bring down.
That's annoying.
Several reloads worth. It gets tiring, frankly, to have my weapons become so ineffective against fodder.
All that training, where did it go?
Then you don't know what the mobs are gonna be, so you can't plan around that.
Missions, starting with 3 and going
I hate
every time
like
you beat
shit.
a boss. Runs can get super long, too. I've beaten 2 bosses, so I currently have to do 4 missions of 6 waves apiece before the boss fight, and each can take half an hour. That's a long time to wait just to lose. I wish there were a way to skip the first couple missions, which are effectively a foregone conclusion for me now, and go straight to the challenging ones. Also, a 4-player co-op game like this could sure use split screen while they're at it.
Let's get that verdict, gang.
Deathtrap's roguelite spin on the action tower defense series works pretty well. Even if most of its traps and endless parade of highly killable enemies are carried over from past games, the new War Mage's abilities and the combined impact of its randomized modifiers can really shake things up nicely for quite a few runs. Puzzling out how to steer the orcs to their doom and then taking part in the bloody carnage is as much fun here as it is in the rest of the series. I did love this game due to the slow meta progression and the increasingly long series of missions, where the first ones are too easy and the latter ones got frustrating because of bullet sponge enemies. But of course that was only after a few dozen hours of happily chewing up orcs and spitting them out in both solo and in co-op. For more, check out our reviews of Dynasty Warriors Origins and Marvel Rivals.
Well, we don't give a fuck. So, just analyzing and going off of these couple reviews that I've gathered here and that I've put together, seems like something that's right up my alley. And as somebody who enjoyed the previous Orcs Must Die, Orcs Must Die 3, I don't really like the roguelite element, but it sounds otherwise like a chill, fun time. Something that I would get on. That being said, I'm finna send my niggas a bad symbol to hop on. I'll ride off. Where's my phone? For those of you watching on Twitch, go ahead and head over to my TikTok, my boy. That's what I will be playing. And if you're not following my Tiki, do so. Also follow my Clapper. That's a new platform that might pop up, might not. I don't know.